Hey everyone, it's Skyla. Welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing very well. Yes, I'm doing this at 20 to 2 in the morning UK time. I know, such right, but I had a few things I needed to do and people were just messaging me all night. It was like, oh fuck, what do I do? Because I really wanted to get this sorted out and I'm supposed to have done like 3 videos, but let's get this one uploaded first and I'll tell you what about this. And for the new people that subscribe to my channel, this is something that I'm noted for every Thursday, and that is top 10 Thursdays, and basically it's just a top 10 list of anything and everything that I can think of. It can be from like comics, films, TV shows, wrestling, you name it. It could be even about alcoholic drinks, favourite workouts, anything. I just go completely over the spectrum. I usually do this with Laurie Holt, but Laurie's been like a little bit busy doing like a load of jewellery stuff, and I'm just like so proud of her for doing that. And I miss her. I miss her videos. So Laurie, come and do another video. We miss you. And sometimes I do this with like Andre and a few other people, but no one seems to be uploading videos. It only seems to be like me, like sporadically, and a few other YouTubers. So anyway, we are doing top 10 Thursdays list. But this week I'm gonna do something a little bit different with this list. I may talk about why I like this, or what I like about what I've written down, blah blah blah, the names, blah blah blah. I know I'm talking too fast because I'm getting excited, because this list is epic. It's one of, like, some of the names on here are kind of hard, but I'm gonna say this as like a little disclaimer before I do this. Like, I know 2 minutes in, but I just want to say this so quickly. Everybody has their opinions on everything, and mine's no exception. And yes, this is a wrestlers list. So I will give you what I'm gonna do, because it's not really fair, because I haven't really said what I'm doing this week. So basically I am doing my top 10 of my top 10 list of favourite AEW wrestlers. This is not female, this is just solely male wrestlers. So yes, so to give you an idea, that's why I put in the disclaimer in. Like, this is my opinion of things, and yes, I have been bullied in the past for liking wrestling and watching wrestling and having certain wrestlers as my favourite. Oh, you shouldn't have this person as your favourite wrestler, they're not good enough, blah 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 blah. Go fuck yourself. So anyway, and you'll be shocked at who is on my list and how far down the list they are. As just so you know, this is my opinion. I will explain as we go along. So I'm gonna put you here. There we go. So you can see my head. I put you too close. So let me put you back. So hang on, you can't even still see me. It's like crazy. I'll just have to do it like this because it's like crazy. And yes, my notebook is back. We've got a different one this time. This is like the bigger one, which I prefer to do the top 10 lists on. So yeah. So to give you an idea, I'm not going to show you who's on it, because I've got to cover like my, so yeah, this is like typical. So yeah, this is like a typical list that I do. So I'm trying to cover up who I've got as my list. So yeah, not that good. So, but obviously you did see my number 10, which is Kenny Omega. Now you'd be shocked to understand, why is he at the bottom of your list and not at the top? I will say this, Kenny is a great wrestler. I'm not going to take that away from him. But for me, it's just what I see of him is too repetitive. And that's the only criticism I'm going to give to him. He's a great talented wrestler. I do like his moves, I do like his arsenal, I do like his presence in the ring, I do like his promo work. The stuff that he's doing now as a heel is great. But for me, I just gotta say this. I like some high flyer wrestlers, but I don't like them all. I like the fucking rough, tough, like punch fucking wanna knock you out in your face. I like the brawl type wrestlers. I've always liked that. If you can put a submission in, even better. So for that reason, Kenny is number 10 on my list. Same with this person. I like this person a lot, and he's so talented, and I'm so proud of what Tony Khan's done for this wrestler, giving him his own music to come down the ring, getting him in the rights to Tarzan Boy. So obviously you know now who my number 9 is, and that is Jungle Boy. Well, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I will admit, some stuff he can do, it's jaw dropping. You're like, your mouth just drops. But the reason why he's so far down the list, as I said about Kenny, I do like some high flyers, but some of the high flying stuff that people do, it gets too repetitive. As I said, my sort of favourite style of wrestling is the rough, tough, like punch in your face. But if you've got like an arsenal where you've got every single different type of move that you can do, whether you can be a high flyer, you can knock someone out, you can have somebody over your head, friggin' throw them around like they're a piece of shit and just punch the fuck out of them. That's the sort of wrestler I'm into. So yeah, so which brings me on to number 8, and you'd be thinking he should be further up to the list because this is sort of a wrestler that you like, and I agree, but there's other wrestlers that I like that are above him, and that's Miro. What I can say about Miro is the best thing Miro ever did was leave WWE. He was being underutilised, we all know that. I'm so glad he's in AEW, but I'm shocked at how they're using him, if you get what I mean. But I love how he is in the ring, the strikes that he uses, his submission. We all know he uses the camel clutch, but he calls it game over, which I actually like the way he's called his new move game over instead of the accolade. So that's something to be like, that's why he's up a bit more on the list, because you know I do like my submission style, and the camel clutch has always been one of like my top favourites submission style wrestling. Which now brings me on to number 7, and you're gonna fucking hate me for this and say he should be at least your top 3 or top 5. Why isn't he? And that is John Moxley. I know he's screaming down the phone at me. Why is John Moxley? Oh my god. Right. John Moxley is the type of wrestler I like. Hands down. And the only reason why he's not far up of the list is because I like factions in wrestling. I like strength in numbers. So that's the only reason why he's not high up on the list. His arsenal is great. His promos, his ring presence, everything is great. He's an all-type wrestler that I like. he will get it done in any sort of type of match, as you saw yesterday, the Falls Count Anywhere match. You've seen him in Combat Zone Wrestling, where he would do all the violent type matches, and he's been in like quite a few different type of matches. And I know you guys are like gonna shout at me and all that, but at the end of the day, as I said, this is just my opinion on things. You guys don't have to agree on me, but you don't have to like bully me for having people far down my list or criticising me for whatever. And I will also say this, every single person on this list I like as a wrestler, so don't say that I don't like them. It's just that they're only so far down the list because there's others in my opinion, I prefer and are better in my opinion. So which brings me on to number 6, is the only UK wrestler on this list, and I have to have somebody from the UK because I've got like a Canadian, I've got someone from Bulgaria, and then of course you've got to represent, and I've put down Pac. I know you're saying high flying, you don't like high flying. Pac's finisher, the brutalizer. Need I say more? Yeah, one of the most amazing finishes I've ever seen. So yeah, we'll just leave it as that because we're now getting into my top 5, and I will say my 5 and 4 are going to actually shock you because they're actually members of the Dark Order. So let's go into the top 5. Number 5 is John Silver. You'd be like, what? 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 Why John Silver? The heart and soul this guy puts in the ring for his height is freaking unbelievable, and he's like my second favourite member of Dark Order. I love Dark Order anyway, even with -1 being there, which is Brody Lee Jr., and I even liked Brody Lee, so it was just inevitable that I had to put 2 members of the Dark Order, and these happen to be my 2 favourite members of the Dark Order. And like, if you see John Silver's stuff on BTE, how he talks and everything, and he goes like, don't fuck yourself and everything, Johnny Hungy, I love that stuff. That stuff makes me laugh. I just think it's just hilarious. And you need guys on the roster that are going to make you laugh, and when with equal ring ability, it's going to be like awesome. So yeah. And then for number 4, I've got to do this for the bromance. The best bromance in AEW history, and my favourite member of Dark Order is 10. Is the good old Preston Vance. And you'd be like, why is he number 4? Right? I've already started with the bromance. 2, I know Preston does need a little bit of improvement, and I respect him for going to the Nightmare Factory to train a bit more. 1 second. Slightly off camera when I do this. Kitchen towel. My nose is running. So anyway, and for the guy that's £240, and I'm gonna say this, and I know you're gonna hate me, but he puts Arn Anderson's Spinebuster to shame. I love this Spinebuster, and then when he does the powerbomb, so that's what I do like some like normalistic like maneuvers, like a powerbomb and a Spinebuster and a clothesline and stuff like that. Yeah, I know Preston does need a little bit of work. That would be his only downfall, but just how he is, and like he's brilliant, and like he's, in my opinion, I like the underrated wrestlers, so he's down there. And of course, gotta have the best bromance in the business with somebody you'll be getting told about very soon. So yeah, so Preston Vance aka 10 is my number 4. So my number 3, I've got to have the legend that is Chris Jericho on my list. And you'll be saying, why isn't he not number 1? Why is he not number 2? He's number 3 for a reason. Because my 2 favourite wrestlers are always going to be 1 and 2. And they'll never change. So, but Chris is a legend. I will give that him. He has the best music in AEW history, which is Judas. So yeah, and that elbow, the Judas effect, which is very, very effective. And as I said, I do like the rough, tough maneuvers. And yeah, but I'll tell you something now. They always say wine gets better with age. Chris Jericho gets better with age. And that's a big statement to make. And he's a phenomenal wrestler. He's wrestled 30 years. Yeah, 30 years. And as a fine wine that gets better with age, Chris Jericho is definitely a fine wine that gets better with age. And he's an amazing wrestler that does get better with age. So yeah, and he's a legend. He is... If AEW had Hall of Fame, he would definitely be AEW Hall of Fame bound. So yeah, that's just saying. So my number 2, and this is a shocker for you guys, because how I was talking about like high flyers and they don't really impress me, but the promo work on this guy, his 450 splash, his go to hell finisher, and what he done last week on Dynamite, we knew something was going to happen with the Inner Circle. So yeah, this was a Inner Circle member, and I'm actually happy that this person's going out on his own. And this person, it will be, in my opinion, the next TNT champion. And if you see his vlogs, they are just incredibly the best. And that's Sammy Guevara. And Sammy, to me, is, and I'll just say, he's better than MJF, and he bloody well, goddamn well knows it. And I just feel that, because Sam said something at the beginning of the year, he said, this is my year, I'm going to be winning a championship. And from what we've seen so far, we're only in February, he's gonna have a belt round his waist very, very soon. And I'm so happy that you could see the cracks forming when they were doing the whole Las Vegas, and as Sammy said, it's been going on from early December. He knew that was one thing that was going to happen, and then it happened. But all the little stunts that Sammy was doing, it was just so incredibly amazing. And he is a phenomenal wrestler, and I will not ever take that away from him. So yeah, and I feel that my number 2 and number 1 should be an amazing tag team, because they have a contrast of different styles, but I have a name for them. I think that they should be, if they ever were a tag team, and I know that they probably would never will be, but they should be called the Mayhem Sex Gods. How awesome would that be? So with that being said, yeah, the Mayhem Sex Gods. Get that as a tongue twister. So yeah, it's that time. It's my number 1, and will always be my number 1. Ever since he debuted in November 2019, I have been hooked on this wrestler. And I need to say a few little things before I reveal, because you will know who I'm talking about. But I'm gonna say this to not like say anything bad or anything like that, but he needs to get away from MJF so much bad. As I said, him and Sammy should be the Mayhem sex gods. Like, Sammy with the high flying, and my number one with the knockout knee strike. I call it the knee strike knockout. It just falls off my tongue as I say it. But anyway, to talk about my number one favourite wrestler of all time, and will always be my favourite wrestler. Why I like this wrestler so much, and if you're wondering who I'm on about, is Wardlow. The guy, you may think it's arrogance, but what he perceives is confidence, and not a lot of wrestlers can, but it's natural ability, and that's something that a lot of wrestlers do not have, but he does. The natural ability in the ring. As I mentioned, the knee strike knockout, that I like to call it, the F10. In the indies he used a finish called All Day Long, which is the Wardlow driver, which that's impressive. And that clothesline is just, whew, it's kind of hot. And in my opinion, he is the hottest wrestler in the entire company. And yeah, I'm kind of blushing right now, so. But anyway, as I said, I like the whole rough, tough, like, wanna beat the fuck out of you sort of wrestler, and Wardlow kicks ass, obviously, but he ticks all the boxes for me as what I like in a wrestler and why he's my favourite wrestler. I don't even have to go in anymore. And I just want to get this out, because this is kind of like nerve-wracking for me to say this, right? Usually with me being a wrestling fan, I don't really buy merch, like, or I buy t-shirts to support a wrestler. But I have with Wardlow, and he would be the only wrestler that I would buy like all my merch for. I want the whole deal. I want the tank top. I want the short sleeved ladies top. I want the long sleeve top. I want everything, because I want to support the wrestler in my own way by buying the merch. Because not only is this guy amazing in the ring, he's very inspirational, especially to me, because this is the guy that got me working out again, and I shouldn't be working out again. And for me, that's like inspirational to me, because you've heard my story go on and go on, but like at the end of the day, I'm still gonna support this guy. He's my favourite wrestler, and so whatever they bring out next to him, if they're gonna bring out a figure, a micro brawler, even an 8x10 with his autograph, that's gonna be put up in pride of place when I move. So please, Pro Wrestling Tees, can get somebody to go to Pro Wrestling Tees and say, can you bring out a Wardlow micro brawler, or a Wardlow 8x10, or a Wardlow wrestling figure, or anything that's Wardlow related. We need more Wardlow merch. Yeah, hashtag we need more Wardlow merch. Need I say more? And yeah, and I need to address something in my video about something that's happened with me because of Wardlow being my favourite wrestler. And I just really want to end with this. I'm a fan, first and foremost. And I've never, like, I've got into wrestling as a kid, but I've never really bought merchandise. I've never been really behind a wrestler until Wardlow debuted in AEW, and I was just so enthralled, and I felt like I was there as a fan at ringside watching this guy wrestle, because that's how much he is my favourite wrestler. And I can't wait to, hopefully, when I go at the end of the year, I'm watching, I've already talked about this, I am watching AEW live. I don't care where they are in the US, I'm going to watch them live. And I am going to be sitting there as a fan. I know Wardlow's a heel, but I'm going to cheer my backside off for that wrestler, because I'm a fan. And I know you've got to be like heels and faces, whatever. But like, some heels are heels, I'll boo them. But if Wardlow comes out, I'm going to cheer for my favourite wrestler. And I don't care whether he's heel or face or whatever. I'm going to cheer for that wrestler. And he's just also very humble and very respectful, which is very big in what I like as a wrestler. And I have the utmost respect for Wardlow, and I always have, and I always will be. And my list will never ever change. And even, need I say this, he is the hottest guy in wrestling. And he is, what the I'm trying to get my words out and I can't even get my words out, but I need to say this. He's hotter and sexier than Jason Momoa. So, let's put that out there. So yeah, he's like the hottest guy in wrestling as well. And, that's dropped me like a little bit hot under the collar saying that. But I'm saying it like as a fan and like jokingly as a girl, because at the end of the day, despite Wardlow being my favourite wrestler, I'm still going through some shit, and every time I watch Wardlow wrestle, he cheers me up. When I see him doing what he does, because he said this is his dream and this is what he works for, and that's big on respect for me. With everything that I'm going through, watching Wardlow, like whether it's wrestle, whether it's being outside of the ring and just doing little stuff that he does, it's just, I like it. I absolutely love it. And it cheers me up. So when I have a bad day, whether I have chronic pain or whatnot, seeing him on TV or seeing him, like, because I watch sometimes on Instagram, because we in the UK, we don't get AEW till Friday, and I want to see it now. I want to see it straight away. I can't wait till Friday. That's the issue I'm having. So yeah, I'm going to run down my list and ends, and need I say more? So I'm trying to get my breath back because that was a long one. So 10, Kenny Omega. 9, Jungle Boy. 8, Miro. 7, John Moxley. 6 Pac. 6 Pac. 5, John Silver. 4, Preston Vance, aka 10. 3, Chris Jericho. 2, Sammy Guevara. And of course, my number 1 is Wardlow. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my list. If you want to do your list, I will just respect your opinions on who's your favourite AEW wrestler. But just don't bully me because of who my favourite is. That's all I'm saying, because I'm just sick of I'm sick of all the negativity and I'm sick of all the hate. Especially with what I'm going through right now, which is not very pleasant. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. There's a little bell. When you click on the bell, it'll be notified of every single new video I do. So that's a good thing. And yeah, stay gory and have unpleasant dreams. Ta-ta for now. Bye. Ciao, ciao. Mwah. I can't do it properly. 1 second. Let me finish it off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's better. Ciao, ciao.